Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read from a story that will, I'm sure, be familiar to many of you, one of the famous parables of Jesus from the New Testament. And we read this in Luke. He told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee, the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. God, I thank thee that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but he who humbles himself will be exalted. That's one of those moments where we get what is often called one of the great reversals of the kingdom of God, that those who perhaps make a great show of things in this life and achieve much and gain a lot of power and prosperity, etc., like that, often are not the ones who are high in the kingdom of God. There's a great reversal. He who humbles himself. And this is a prototype of that story. This Pharisee is proud. He's proud. What's he proud of? He's proud of his religious observance. Now, the things that he says, that he does, fast twice a week, I give tithes, I obey the law. These are not bad. They're not bad things in themselves. The problem comes in is that he uses those things and praises himself in comparison to others who do not, right? The thing about pride, it is not the perfectly normal and even healthy sense of accomplishment or fulfillment that you get out of doing something well. You could say, I made a good job on this, and I'm proud of the job I did on this. That's not what it is. It's taking pleasure in something because you're better than someone else. It's enjoying being better just to be better and superior. It's a spiritual disorder. It's the primal spiritual disorder. And this Pharisee is clueless about it. Now, the story is very familiar to us, and we can hear it and feel, well, I don't think I'm like that. I want to be like that. But are we really not? I mean, I can't help sometimes reading and thinking to myself, am I guilty of saying, well, I'm glad I'm not like that Pharisee? I'm being proud in the other direction then. I'm being proud of how humble I am now, you see? This sin of pride, which is just basically the exaltation of yourself, the worship of self, all of us are susceptible to it. We're all susceptible to it. And it's something that has to be guarded against all the time. The stark comparison between the two men makes it clear. This man stands up and prays to himself. The other one won't even lift up his eyes. He's so aware of God. The one is only aware of himself. The other is so aware of God and his perfection and my own unworthiness in comparison. And the joyful news is the Bible tells us here in the New Testament, the Old Testament, all through the Psalms, it is through that root of humbling ourselves that we are exalted. Humble yourself in the presence of the Lord, and he will exalt you. Whatever may come today, keep that in mind. That demon of pride is coming at us from every direction. And be on guard. When it happens, remember this story and imitate the tax collector and not the Pharisee. Have a good day.